Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to be doing an Instagram Q&A. So I like to do these Q&As on Instagram sort of once every month or two. So if you do want to get involved in the future, make sure that you do follow me on Instagram. So basically what happened is I put out on Instagram letting you guys know that I'm going to be doing one of these Q&As. Then you guys start flooding in all of your questions, and then 10 of those questions get selected from random, and those questions will feature in the video. Now of course not all questions are sort of like football related or Sunderland related. They literally can be about anything, so it can be a bit messy at times, but I enjoy that. I like being kept on my toes as such. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. So the first question is as follows. The first question is from Jashman25, and he says, most underrated Sunderland manager. So underrated, I suppose that's a bit of a difficult one, but if you asked who my favourite Sunderland manager was, and I've said it before, it would be Peter Reid, because Peter Reid was the sort of first Sunderland manager who was managing the club when I first started supporting Sunderland as a kid. I mean, I think all the other ones who everyone knows were decent, like of course Rory Keane was really good at his time in the Championship season. But I think underrated being the key word, I will probably go with Dick Advocaat, which might not be a potentially popular one, but there was just something about him that I absolutely loved, and I was really sad when he went, actually, because of course he pulled off a great escape, because of course we went through like 3 or 4 seasons of pulling off great escapes, but he pulled off a great escape, and then we basically begged him to stay. He only had a handful of games towards the back end of the season, did really, really well, kept us up, and it ended on that season when he did keep us up. It was a 0-0 draw against Arsenal at the Emirates, which is never an easy task to ask of anyone, but we managed to do it 0-0, and it kept us up, and he was in tears at the final whistle, which just shows, you know, even though he was only with us with such a short space of time, how much it meant to him and how much he got the club and he understood it, and he could see it stick with him, the club, and it really did hit him quite quickly. And of course once his contract was up, he was due to go back, and I'm sure he was actually the manager of an international side at the time. I can't remember who it was now. It springs to my mind. I'll have to come back to it maybe in a bit, probably not. But anyway, we expect him to just leave. But fans begged, fans were sending flowers to his family and stuff like that, and eventually decided to stay on the next season, which unfortunately didn't go well at all. We pretty much lost the opening few games, but he did what a lot of other managers wouldn't do, and he resigned himself, and he realised that he wasn't going the way he would like, and he did resign. So it didn't end on the nicest of notes, but a lot of managers would have been stubborn and tried to plough through it, but he realised that he'd taken the team as far as he could, and he held up his hands and resigned himself. But what he did for me to make him underrated, I think that team that we had when he did pull off the great escape, one of the many, our team was playing so poor, and then when he came in, he just injected this sort of belief and fight and passion and determination into this team that just looked dead and buried. And then every single player out of nowhere were just putting in 9 or 10 out of 10 performances, not even necessarily technically, but he just brought this belief and passion and drive again to the team, and it was just amazing to see, and it just gives us a team to be proud of after what was a really poor season up until that point, and up until he came. So yeah, Dick Advocaat would be my answer to that question. Luke Warren 02 asks, what's your type of music? Now, honestly, my Spotify is it's such a mixed bag. But usually I would go for, particularly if I'm in the gym, that's when I listen to most of my music. It's usually hip hop or on the other sort of side of the spectrum, it'd be sort of like electro or house music. I love that kind of music as well. But yeah, it's usually kind of bouncing between the two, like sort of dance, electro, house, but mainly, like I say, it is hip hop. And my favourite artist of all time is, you probably guessed it, is Eminem, who's just an absolute genius, and the best lyricist, I think, who's ever lived, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's the kind of music that I'm into. Always Megan asks, what do you love most about doing YouTube? I think I actually answered a similar question the other day. I was on and I did an interview on another channel the other day, but I'll answer it here just in case you hadn't seen it. But yeah, it was basically, I think, as cheesy as it sounds, and it is a really, really cheesy answer, but just bear with me, okay? It's a really cheesy answer. But essentially, the thing I love most about doing YouTube is being able to affect other people in a positive way. And what I mean by that is, of course, it's always good when people like your videos or you get some views or whatever, and that's that's what it is. It's nice, whatever. But the big thing for me is, when you receive messages, particularly during these dark times, like over the last few months, it's been quite dark times all over the place. So when you receive messages saying, I've been having a really bad time recently, and I just watched this video and it really put a smile on my face, or it made me laugh, or you've done this and it really made me happy. That's it. You can't top that. Do you know what I mean? You can't top that whatsoever. Just knowing that, and this started off from me just sitting in front of a camera, and I'm essentially doing the exact same thing now, and more people are getting affected by it. And mostly, I know some people might not like me, or might not be everyone's cup of tea, which is fine, but mostly it seems to make people happy. So that's what I'll do it for. Cheese over. No more cheese. Tom G SAFC 16_ asks, do you think Dhannoo should be in the starting 11 this season? Yes, I do. I absolutely agree with that. I think he should. I think he's shown to us in pre-season, although it has only been over the course of 3 games, he's got more creativity in him than a lot of other players, and he can split the defence. And we only saw the other day with his assist for Will Grigg that's the kind of service that Will Grigg lives off. He doesn't live off, balls just being humped up to him, because that isn't what Will Grigg does. Will Grigg, he likes to peel off the defender, and when he's not being given those chances, it does, and I have given him grief in the past, and I think rightly so, but it does make it look as though he's just kind of wandering around and he's not interested. But you need to be in the position yourself, or whoever's making the assist, to make him and allow him to make those runs off the ball and peel away from the defender. Because there's no point in lumping balls into the box when he's up against a 6'3", 6'4" shithouse, because Will Grigg ain't going to get to that. Do you know what I mean? That isn't his game. So, and a sort of player like him, like Neil, who can unlock defences and is clearly a very creative player, only 18 years of age, and he was a shining light throughout this pre-season. It 100% deserves to be in the starting 11 for me. And I'm very, very excited to see how he progresses this season. Although, in saying that, Stuart Donald probably has money logos in his eyes right now, money bags, and he's probably going to sell him before the first game of the season, isn't he, knowing him? Stuff_Borg asks, can I get an update on how your love life is going? It's strange that, because there's actually another question very similar from Rory_McGregor 4108, and he also said, have you got a girlfriend we don't know about? I don't know why you guys are so interested in my love life, but you wouldn't be if I told you, trust me. No, there's nothing going on. There's nothing. If something did happen, don't you worry, guys. You two in particular, I'll be DMing you and letting you know exactly and all the gory details. But as of right now, no, I'm well and truly single. But if you're a Sunderland fan and of course you're fit, hit me up on Instagram. I said there was going to be no more cheese as well. Joseph.cox.735944. Jesus Christ, I hope those aren't your phone number, mate. That's a lot of numbers. He asks, where do you think we'll be, meaning Sunderland, in 5 years? I think we'll be in the Prem. I think that's very wishful thinking. Personally, I think in 5 years' time, this will be my prediction, I think we will be in the Championship, but I think we'll kind of be mid-table to fighting towards the playoffs, I would think, and I think that's probably a more realistic sort of aim as well. I know 5 years is a long time. People just want to do the big jump from Championship to the Premier League, but it's getting harder and harder, and as we know, we're struggling to get out of League One as it is. And even if last season continued, I still don't believe we would have gone up. Could have done, of course. It's not impossible. But I think in 5 years' time, we'll more than likely be in the Championship. I would hope, at least, anyway. Len Kerry 11 asks, the best Sunderland home, away and third kit. Now, you might think this would be quite a difficult one, but for me, it's more sentimental, more than the way that they all look and stuff like that in terms of like a fashion sense. But basically, the kits that I first got when I was a kid, one of the first ones I got was the 2002 kit, which actually, funnily enough, only a week or so ago, I've actually reordered, because the one that I got as a kit, because it was my first home kit that I bought, that got torn to shreds when I was a kid, when you just used to go out and play and stuff, and it got absolutely torn to bits. So I've reordered a new one. I picked one up on eBay for a tenner, which is an absolute bargain, I'm sure you'll agree. For the away kit was the sky blue one of that season, which I've always said as well is my favourite ever Sunderland kit, and I've said it in many videos, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'll definitely be looking to pick that one up again as well. And for a third kit, there was actually a white one that was used between 2000 and I believe around 2002. So it was used a couple of times, over the course of a couple of years. But I'm pretty sure we only wore it like twice. Phillips did score a beauty of a goal against Liverpool in that kit actually, and it was an absolute frigging beauty, I'm telling you. But yeah, unfortunately I've never actually owned it. I'll definitely look to buy that one as well, to be honest with you. I've got quite a few kits I want to buy. But yeah, that one, if I can find a picture of it, I'll get it up on screen for you now. But it's gorgeous. I'm sure you'll agree. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Thomas Zen asks, what's been your favourite series to make on your YouTube channel? I think my favourite series, I think a lot of people might expect me to say like the FIFA series, because of course I've done different series with like FIFA or different games, or just my general vlog and Sunderland series. When I'm obviously talking, doing reviews and stuff, I make them into series and playlists. But my favourite has to be Outlast. That's the most fun I've ever had gaming anyway on this channel, because of course this started off as a gaming channel. But Outlast I absolutely loved, and I can't wait for Outlast 3, even if it does scare the absolute shit out of me. You guys seem to be hooked on it as well. Of course they don't get as many sort of views as the sort of Sunderland stuff and the reviews and all that kind of stuff, but the like ratio and all that kind of stuff were brilliant, and a lot of you guys got really hooked on that with me. So I can't wait for Outlast 3 to come next year, because I'll definitely be playing that on the channel. So for the final question of this Q&A, even though I'm pretty sure I've done like 15 questions when I said I was going to do 10, but either way, who cares, I'll treat you. So the final question is from Joe McNally 07, and he says, if you could say one thing to Stuart Donald, what would it be? One thing to say to Stuart Donald. So if you have enjoyed this video, guys, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already, to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.